and I learned so much about coronavirus. And one thing that's for certain, don't let it dominate you. Don't be afraid of it.
What other message? Seriously, what other message could the President of the United States send to the people? What is he supposed to say? Listen, I got this disease. Just be afraid. Hide under your bed. Tremble like a leaf. Don't do anything. Don't go anywhere. Don't build a business. Don't reopen the economy. Don't do anything. Live in terror, because we must be living in terror. And the answer is yes. That is what the press wanted him to say to you, because that's who they want to be. Here's just a sampling of the press reacting to this message. Cut 2.
President Trump wrote on Twitter, "Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life." Almost 210,000 Americans are dead.
Speaking of outrageous, this outrageous tweet.
Oh, my goodness, Nicole. When I saw that Trump, I literally was overwhelmed.
And now we see this tweet, which is heartless. It is cruel.
Jake, this is so disrespectful. I'm not even sure I can speak about this. It's incredibly disrespectful. What does that mean? Don't be afraid of it. I mean, first of all, it's a contagious disease that kills people. There's nowhere to even begin. It's gross.
It's such a distressing moment.
It's just so horrible, so destructive to say I feel better than I have in 20 years.
That he's saying this is so disrespectful.
Can you imagine? I'm not the only person to notice it, but can you imagine FDR, 1933, I think it is. He comes out and the Depression is underway, and he says we have nothing to fear but fear itself. And Jake Tapper and these other clowns said nothing to how people are out there in the streets. And FDR, he's a rich man. What the? Oh my! I mean, it's like if Jesus, Jesus, like, let not your heart be troubled, neither be afraid. What? Don't be afraid. What is he? He was crucified. Do you want to be crucified? This is the way they are. What are we supposed to do? Of course we have to have courage. Of course you have to face life with courage. Of course you have to make choices about the risks you take. Every day you probably do something risky, like get in a car. Somebody loses that risk. Somebody every day loses the risk of getting in a car and is killed. Does anybody say, well, he got in a car? No, but they say it of Donald Trump. Well, he wasn't wearing a mask. And then, oh my Lord, he comes in, and in this great moment, just like the moment when he walked out to go to the church, he comes out on the balcony and he takes off his mask. This is cut 32. So that was pretty impressive, especially the part where he flew away like that. You don't really see the president. All right, here it is. But here's the reaction to him taking off this mask, stripping off the mask dramatically on the balcony. Cut 20.
This is obviously
Here it's going to come. Here we go.
A very different,
takes it off,
an incorrect message.
And you see him here. He takes it off, and he's getting ready for his pictures. The flags flank him. Right, Caitlin, this is what he did. This is the moment. This is what he produced it for. He wants the image to be
what the president is portraying by taking his mask off when he gets back to the Truman balcony to give this grand return to the White House, is that everything is fine. And as he said, don't let coronavirus control your life. But that is very much still a president who has coronavirus.
Listen, this is a very mysterious, weird disease. It acts in a weird way. It could back up and kill him. He's not a child. He knows the risks. He knows what he's doing. We all know. We've got the news. We understand. And listen, I'm not like a fanatic about this. If I'm in an enclosed space, I wear a mask. If I'm in a place with other people inside, I wear a mask. But I don't wear it on trails. I don't wear it in my car. Jake Tapper is tweeting his stupid face from the cafeteria at CNN where he says he's alone, he's wearing the mask. What on earth do they want? They want you to be afraid. They want you to be afraid. And not only is it cowardly, not only is it yellow-bellied, not only are they poltroons, there's a good word, look up that one, not only is the press poltroons who are trying to sell you poltroonery, because cowards are always trying to sell cowardice, cowards are always trying to tell you that you're going to be as afraid as they are, that you're going to be as weak as they are, but it's not scientific. It's not reasonable. There's a lot going on that we don't know. It's a mysterious disease. And some of the numbers, I see even people on the right tweeting, the numbers say you've got a 99.98% chance of survival. That's probably true, but we don't even know that yet. We won't know for a long time. We don't know exactly what's going on. It's a disease. Diseases are bad, and it's very contagious. But, for instance, there is now evidence that these lockdowns haven't done anything. Now, again, this is all preliminary, but when you look at these in National Review, Jay Richards writing, he says, to judge from the evidence, mandated lockdowns had little effect on the spread of the coronavirus. The charts show the daily case curves for the United States as a whole and for 13 U.S. states. And as in almost every country, we consistently see a steep climb as the virus spreads, followed by a transition to a flatter curve. And that's what's happened in every state and every country, no matter what the lockdown was. And then, it's not like there's one consensus opinion. They keep dragging out Fauci, to be afraid, be terrified. Everybody could die. You could die now. You could already be dead. You could be watching this dead. But, there's now a Great Barrington Declaration signed by over 1,500 doctors and medical scientists. And they say, as infectious disease epidemiologists and public health scientists, we have grave concerns about the damaging physical and mental health impacts of the prevailing COVID-19 policies and recommend an approach we call focused protection. We come from both the left and the right and around the world, and we've devoted our careers to protecting people, and current lockdown policies are producing devastating effects on short and long-term public health. The results, to name a few, include lower childhood vaccination rates, worsening cardiovascular disease outcomes, fewer cancer screenings, and deteriorating mental health, leading to greater excess mortality in years to come, with the working class and younger members of society carrying the heaviest burden. Keeping students out of school is a grave injustice. And who does that hurt mostly? It mostly hurts people who don't have the parents who can educate them at home. So it mostly hurts the poor. And this is the thing. All these people sitting around parading their virtue are doing this damage to the poor. I mean, that's stuff we already know. And I know, one of the reasons I had to go away yesterday is I had to do all these screenings that I kept putting off. And thank God everything's fine. But still, you're taking time out that you're supposed to go in and get screened for things. If you're in danger, if you're just old like me, you have to go in and do these things, and it's keeping people from doing it. And by the time they find out, it could be too late. So all of this stuff is dangerous. It's not just one story. And overreach by government officials is a problem too. It's not just one thing that you look at. So, this hatred of Trump that has twisted people, that has made them into these horrible things. They think that they're creating a narrative that's going to hurt Donald Trump, but what they're really doing is creating horrible people named Brian Stelter and, Jim Acosta and all this. That's what you really create when you do this stuff. It's not the way Americans especially should live. Here is Brian Stelter broadcasting from under the sheets of his bed, clutching his dolly at the idea of Trump going home. Is cut 18.
It's not a real show of strength, but it's a performative show of strength. This is what strongmen do in autocratic regimes. Of course, thankfully, we are in a democracy, but this is the kind of thing you see from strongmen who want to appear to be leading. It's a dear leader sort of approach. And I think that is what we are seeing on our television screens. Meanwhile, there are big questions about the cover-up. Why won't they tell us about his testing history, when he was tested? We've moved from this possibly being a cover-up to actually being a cover-up.
So curious. The guy's literally Hitler for going home from the hospital. Hitler did that. Hitler came home from the hospital. If Hitler were in the hospital today, we would not have had all that trouble we had in World War II. Here's Erin Burnett. I love this. This is my favorite, Erin Burnett. Her comparison, cut 21.
What we're seeing here really looks like it's like something out of North Korea. The dear leader comes out, right, with the magnificent helicopter entrance and up the stairs and off goes the mask as he pauses, and preens for the shots.
Yeah, I was half expecting him to hold up a Bible at the end of that shot.
See, they know, they remember. That's the thing they hate. They hate when he looks like a badass because they are such weak, puling people. And it is, I have to be honest, it's a lot like North Korea in that the leader wants photo ops, a little different than North Korea, and that Aaron Burnett is not being murdered for insulting the dear leader. So some things are the same, photo ops, some things not the same, murder and oppression. It's just, but you gotta see, I mean, the thing is, the differences just show how alike it is, really.